Hello, Roam Mithril here once again, getting back to the Legend of Zelda Minimalist run. So we've got 2 pieces of the Triforce now. Lovely. We also have bombs, the bow and arrow. And we managed to spare 4 keys in that dungeon. Pretty useful overall. So with that, it's time to start heading toward the 3rd dungeon. We also have enough rupees now that we can get another of the major items that I know I'm going to have to buy. But it never hurts to have extra if they care to drop any. I was hoping for more than one, personally. Sure, why not? Now, if you move this one Armos, we get a secret passage. Come back here. Yes, it's another secret to everybody. 30 more rupees for us. Lovely. Go ahead and take out these Octoroks here, and it's another secret to everybody. So many secrets. Now, I'm not going to bother fighting that Zola because it's just flat out not worth it. But here we have another new enemy type, Tektite. They hop around the screen and in general can be a little difficult to get a bead on, but they don't take too many hits to take down. Now those, on the other hand, are P-Hats. They can only be damaged once they come to a complete and total stop. Makes taking them down a little bit tricky. Also, if memory serves, if you get a clock while there are P-Hats on screen, you still can only damage them if they were at a complete stop when time stopped. So that's a bit of a thing. I remember these things ended up being absolutely huge in Ocarina of Time. A lot larger than I was expecting. They kind of scared me the first time I noticed them chasing me. I think Moblins kind of got that treatment too. I didn't even know that's what they were supposed to be. Basically, I like to just go ahead and take everything out in case they drop rupees at this point. Considering it's not only money but also fuel for the bow and arrow, it's useful to have a large supply. Clock on the last enemy. Happens so frequently, doesn't it? Okay, not gonna bother with that many P-Hats. Just no. The thing about the Zolas is they take a lot more hits than I remember them taking. In the previous take, I tried to fight one, and I was never able to kill it. I don't know if they restore health every time they go underwater or something. It kind of felt like it. So, we're going to make a quick stop at the shop over here. Yeah, see, this is why I really want to be sure I have enough keys. They're 100 rupees each. But what we're interested in this time is the blue candle. Every time you use it, the blue candle makes a little fire that goes forward. You can only do it once per screen, though. There is an upgrade, the red candle, that lets you use it as many times as you want, but of course we're not going to be getting that. You can use it to burn down trees, which is needed for getting to certain areas, and also it lights dark rooms in some of the later dungeons. Okay, so continuing on our merry way. We're just gonna bypass you guys. That single tree looks so tempting, but I can't be certain. I want to say that's actually one of the ones that's the pay me for the door repair. Yeah, unfortunately the clock does not freeze the fairies. You still have to chase them down. But here's what we're really after. Dungeon 3. In we go. And so with that, we'll start to explore the third dungeon right after a refreshing pause. Back in a moment. Alright, let's get right to it. Dungeon 3, the Manji. Yes, the Manji. Please no comments otherwise. So here we have a new enemy type, Zol. One shot will turn one Zol into 2 gels, so be careful that you don't overpopulate the screen. If you have more powerful weapons, like the stronger versions of the sword, you can actually take out a Zol without splitting it. And they'll even drop items sometimes, if memory serves. But since we can't have a better sword, we're gonna see a lot of this. Basically, for our intents and purposes, they just like to get in the way. Now here's something a bit more dangerous. Dark Nut. You have to hit them from behind or from the sides because they're shielded. They take a good number of hits and they do a lot of damage too. One of the more fearsome minor enemies of the game. They love to try and corner you too. The red ones aren't usually too bad, it's the blue ones that get really bad. Perhaps that makes me a horrible person that I kinda spammed them in the third dungeon on a custom Zelda quest I was trying to make with Zelda Classic once. Okay. Forget if we can actually spare a key there. No, we cannot. But then we have a good number of them. The main issue with Dark Nuts is just the sheer numbers of them sometimes. You definitely want to thin the herd. I think a lot of people like to use bombs on them, but considering I can only have 8 bombs at a time, I'd rather avoid using them that way, as long as I feel like I can get rid of them safely enough. Now, when the blue Dark Nuts start appearing, that might change. Okay. That's a lot of Dark Nuts. Please stop parading in front of the door, thank you. Wow. Screen slowdown. It does work pretty effectively. Yeah, that was just feeling a little too claustrophobic for my tastes. And they're nice enough to replace some of my bombs. Okay, I think we can handle the last two ourselves. We're at half capacity for bombs, so I think we've used enough here. And we get a replacement. Lovely. Now, we had to do this to get those bombs, for one thing, just to get everybody out of the way. But we do need this item, the Raft. It's necessary for getting to the 4th dungeon, so we have to have it. Okay, so back to dungeon exploration. So far, so good. And we have a new enemy type, Bubbles. Bubbles actually do not do any damage to you. However, they make it to where you cannot use your sword for a short period. It'll restore automatically on its own, but until it does, you have to rely on other weapons. I was hoping something would drop, but I guess not. In the second quest, there are 2 varieties of bubble. I'm probably only going to be doing the first quest, at least for now, but I may actually come back and do the second quest later. This is another project I might revisit if there's interest. Yeah, Zols have a nasty habit of respawning quickly. As for Bubbles, there's no way to get rid of them. Hey, what are you guys doing back already? And how did you ooze through the wall? Well, that's troubling. Could use some hearts, please. Unfortunately, gels do not drop health. They don't drop anything. Critical health noise is always a thing. Let's see, one of these should push. There we go. Did you get the sword from the old man on top of the waterfall? Nope, and we're not going to be getting it because that requires having more hearts. Yeah, the sword upgrades are wholly dependent on how many max hearts you have. Okay. Please, something drop a heart. No, we still didn't. We're still not going to. Yeah, just a little warning. Don't try and stab the old man. It's bad form, and he'll try and kill you for it. Let's see here. I may have to resort to taking out some of these dark nuts, in the hopes that one of them drops a heart. Normally I'd be happy to see rupees, but that's not what I'm after at the moment. It'll do. It at least stops the beeping. I'm actually going to go ahead and visit up here first. Now we get the map, and we can hear that we're close to the monster. Technically, if you don't want to fight those dark nuts, you can just bomb your way directly over to the monster in this case. the wall on the right there is actually weak to bombs. But I want to go ahead and fight the Dark Nuts just in case they feel like dropping some health. I'd really like to have full health going into the boss here. I also, if at all possible, want to make sure that I have bombs going in. Good, full health. Let's try and keep it. Okay. Okay, yeah, demonstration, I cannot use my sword for a couple of seconds. It's not too bad, more just an annoyance. Especially given that you cannot get rid of the blasted things. Quick 5 rupees, and it's boss time. The boss in question is Manhandla. If you can get a very well-placed bomb, you can kill it in one hit. You have to kill each segment of it separately, basically, but it goes quickly enough. I'd love to get those bombs, but unfortunately it would mean getting the heart container too, and we can't do that. Oh well, bombs are easy enough to replace. The important thing is we have the third piece of the Triforce. Tektite to get rid of. There we go. And with that, that's 3 down. Lovely. So with that, that's where we're going to cut it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the Minimalist run so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.